Harper Audio presents The Art of Crash Landing, a novel by Melissa DeCarlo, performed by Johanna Parker. Saturday. A bad beginning makes a bad ending. Chapter 1. 27 minutes is, if anyone ever asks, exactly how long it takes to cram everything I own into 6 giant trash bags. Add that to the 20 minutes I'd already spent picking and losing a fight with Nick the asshole, plus 5 additional minutes to stuff all the bags into my car, and then maybe a minute to eat the stale half a Slim Jim I found on the floor of the back seat, and you're still only up to 53 minutes. Most people would probably have a hard time totally fucking up their life in under an hour. But then again, I'm not most people. I'm amazing. I'm like some kind of fuck-up savant. I fire up the Malibu, put in a Black Keys CD, and light a cigarette with shaking hands. 3 drags later, I remember why I quit smoking. Slamming on the brakes, I open the car door and lean out to retch, depositing my half a Slim Jim and an earlier glass of orange juice in the middle of an oily puddle. I am lying about the 53 minutes. It's actually taken me years to get things this bad. Even the current screw-up started 3 months ago when I was late getting a prescription refilled. Or, to be more specific, it began the moment I decided that missing 6 out of 21 pills was no big deal. I drive around the block 3 times, trying to think of somewhere I can go that isn't Queeg's trailer. Around and around I go, running through names in my head, trying like hell not to be what I am, a 30-year-old woman with no friends. Sure, I have people I party with, but they're not my friends. If they're anybody's friends, they're Nick's, and none of them would take me in. I used to have my own friends, of course I did, but it's like the dentist told me when I was a kid. Ignore them, and they'll go away. He was talking about teeth, not friends, but it's the same theory, and I can tell you it works. The friends part, anyway. I still have my teeth. If there's an upside to not having friends, it's that nobody depends on me for anything at all, which is exactly how I like it. For instance, I never have to help anybody move, and if you think that's not a big deal, then you've never loaded furniture into a pickup on a Florida August afternoon. The downside? Well, that's pretty drive around the block 3 times obvious. When I merge onto the highway heading east, I turn up the music and try to ignore the familiar ache in my chest. A hollow sort of ache that's all sharp edges and empty air where something used to be. Dan Auerbach is singing "It Doesn't Mean a Thing to Me," and I sing along. I know the words to this one. I think about how I ought to call Queeg and let him know that I'm on the way, but I won't. Odds are he'd tell me to come on over, but it's not a sure bet. Lately, I get the feeling that my stepfather is a little tired of dealing with me. God knows I am. Chapter 2. When I reach the entrance to 2 Pines, the gate is closed, so I pull over and park on the far shoulder. Although it does have a few RV hookups, this is mainly a mobile home park, and a weedy one at that. I note the clothesline sagging under bright beach towels, piles of shoes in front of every door, potted plants struggling to survive in the hot, salty air. I've been coming here since I was a little girl, and I would swear that the only things that change are the ever-expanding rust stains along the trailer seams. My mother and I first met Queeg here at 2 Pines, 17 years ago. She and I were staying on the far side of the park, in a section filled with extra shabby trailers owned by the management and billed as vacation rentals. Queeg had wandered back into that area one afternoon, while my mother was sunbathing topless, and the rest is history. He hadn't lived at 2 Pines long enough to know that the rental people were trouble. I climb out of the car and stretch. The sun is low enough to be behind the treetops, and the storm has left a steady breeze, making the evening pleasant in that soft, faintly fishy way you can only find within a mile or 2 of an ocean. There's nobody in the courtyard, but Queeg's car is parked next to his trailer, so I know he's home. His name is actually Herman Isaacs, and I remember.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?